Happy birthday. Today is known as the birthday of the church. Birthday is something important. Birthday is something. Pentecost originally was not a Christian holiday. It's a Jewish holiday. Pentecost was in 50, and it commemorated the giving of the law 50 days after Moses had been up on the mountain. And that's why the apostles and people were in Jerusalem to celebrate the Jewish festival. It morphed into, of course, a Christian festival because it is the giving of the Holy Spirit. This is very, very important. The simple reason that we have people that if you ask them, what is the purpose of the Holy Spirit? Well, why is the Holy Spirit? In fact, it says it in the Bible. They asked if they had received the baptism of the Holy Spirit. They had received the Holy Spirit. They said they didn't even know there was the Holy Spirit. The Jews didn't know there was the Holy Spirit. I think they knew there was God, but we won't get into that. The point is, they didn't know there was the Holy Spirit. They didn't believe in the Son. So the purpose of the work of the Holy Spirit is to continue the work that Jesus started here on earth. So the Holy Spirit continues to reveal to us. And it says here in the Gospel, open up to page 926, Gospel of Lord in St. John, 7th chapter 37th verse, we got the last day, that main day of the feast of Jerusalem, the Pentecost. Jesus stood in front of the different feast. And cried, saying, if any man thirst, let him come unto me and drink. Now, Kyle, you're home. You're thirsty. How far do you have to walk to the well to get the water? Where do you go to this water? Well, before they come, how many days? Since they came out with a bottle of water, I have never, ever bought a bottle of water. There's a tap. And when they first came out with it, my children came and said, Dad, can I have $1? I said, what? He said, I need $1. So I gave the $1. He came home, I said, what was the $1 for? I said, to buy a bottle of water. I said, if you spent my $1 to buy a bottle of water, they said, yeah. I said, where's the bottle? He said, here, give me the bottle. I looked at the tap. This saves $7. My point is that if we're thirsty, we go and find something to drink, right? So he says, if any man would thirst, let him come to me and drink. So I don't think, in fact, I know the Lord is not speaking about physical aqua. He's speaking about the Holy Communion. He's speaking about the Spirit. If we are thirsty, we just open the tap and drink. For those without plumbing, it takes water. Know this. The majority of the people in the world do not have what you have. You have infrastructure, you have convenience. You go to the tap and the water comes out. You turn the switch, the light comes on. You adjust the thermostat, the air conditioning comes on. Most people in this world, I believe the majority, have to go and walk a distance to get to a well in order to get the water. So if you're thirsty, want to drink. Often in the desert, people see a mirage of an oasis. That is refreshment where there is no refreshment. And this is what happens in America. Oh, yeah. I just was yesterday, because I go to the gym on Saturday, and I have my T-shirt on to St. George Orthodox Church. And someone said to me, are you Orthodox? I said, well, I'm trying to be Orthodox. I said, well, the word Orthodox comes from the Greek word also, which means correctly praising God. I am not always correctly praising God, therefore I'm trying to be more correctly praising God, therefore I'm trying to be Orthodox. He said, okay, well, I want to ask you a question. I said, yeah. He said, how long is your church service? I said, it depends who's answering the question. For those that don't really want to be there, it's too long. For those who come the first time, never went before, it's extremely long. For those who really want to be before I encounter Christ, it's not long enough. My point is that, and I remember saying when I was young, the Father, you need to be more hydrated. I'm the most hydrated person I know. I mean, I am drinking water. I have to drink a mix of lemon and tea and orange juice. I drink that all day long. My point is that when I'm thirsty, even when I go to bed at night, I have a thermos next to the bed full of ice water. I want to drink some cold water. My point is that if you're thirsty, you want to satisfy your thirst. How many people in America are thirsty and they don't know they're thirsty? Millions. Depends on what you're talking about. You're talking about water, no. You're talking about thirsty for the Spirit of God. They're really thirsty to have Christ. They don't know they're thirsty. They just don't know why things happen. And I don't know why this happened to me. What did I do? What did I do? Why would God use me? I am so tired of my boss getting blamed for the things that we do. Oh no. Officer, you were speeding. Oh God, please don't let me get ticket. You chose to speed. St. Cecilia of Sicily says the body only does what the mind tells it to do. So you keep blaming God for things you did. My cousin, love my cousin. He smoked cigarettes for so long he finally gave up those cigarettes. So, does God give us the diseases, or is it something that maybe, not always, sometimes we're not doing it, but most of the time it's what we did. So if you don't know you're thirsty, and most people don't, how do you think we fulfill? There's a yearning, there's something missing. Something missing. I don't think I had that experience, especially when you get to my age. What was that thing about? What was that thing about? And you don't remember, and you're trying to remember what it was. But when you are not knowing that something's missing in your life, why are there so many young people in the church? Orthodox Church is being overrun by Generation 2, being overrun. The churches cannot handle the amount of people. There's no parking places. Why? Because the young people are smart enough to know that something is missing in their lives. There is a gap, there is a hole, it needs to be filled, and they are finding it in the Orthodox Church. In fact, Orthodox Church, probably by today they did a survey, is the fastest growing church. 100,000 young people have joined the Orthodox Church in the last 2 years. This church has baptized 155 people in the last 2 years. It's happening over. What is the phenomenon? Because people are looking for something. They look at this, they look at that, they fulfill them. And the interesting thing is that when you're thirsty, you're going to get thirsty again, right? You're going to get thirsty again. So to me, I know that I'm thirsty for Jesus Christ, something that why do we have to go to church every Sunday? Stefan, your brother, your car, is on E. Right, that is a circle leg. It's on E. What does that indicate to you? What does it mean? No, regular. Yes. Yes, it is. Does anybody have a problem with saying U plus? U plus. I know this one, that is my dentist. He's always run down to look it up there. That happens in the giveaway. I don't. Anyhow, my point is that if you're thirsty, you're going to drink again. So for me, I need as much Holy Communion, as much of that living water as I can possibly get, which is why we have 2 liturgies every week, Friday and Sunday, because I need to get to satisfy my thirst. So if your thirst is for money, that's one thing. You know, the one thing you can make is not your money, right? I mean, if you don't make money in the country and you're not disabled, okay, then you're lazy. You can make money in the country. But what you're really looking for, because the money comes and it's gone. So there was a division among the people because of him. It says in verse 43, in an election year, let's change that. Election year, candidates will promise to work to heal national divisions. There is no healing because both sides are wrong. I heard this every election, especially the last two elections. We're going to unite the country. The country is more divided now than ever except maybe through the Civil War. The country is divided. Right, left, black, white, poor, rich. The country's divided. So the problem is that they will tell you anything. Because they're both wrong. They will tell you, and this is what we do in America. Okay, Bill Moore. Could you get it on that? Diego, in America, there's a problem. What do we throw usually at the problem? If there's a problem, what do you normally throw at the problem? What? 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 Dinero! Dinero! Money! Everything we're going to fix with money. You know what? It doesn't work. It doesn't work. You think it's working, but it doesn't. Problem, people will tell me have something. I mean, I had something with the pump for my pool wasn't broke. Guess what I asked the guy? How much is it going to cost? That's what we're doing. How much money? So we think we can solve everything with money. I went to visit a lady that day. Her family's here. They know who I'm talking about. This poor woman is so crippled. She is actually almost punched up herself. It was so heartbreaking. She could hardly move. And I said to the family, I said, you know what? I would pray that God would relieve her of this, because this is no way to live. And you can't move. It's not what God intended for us. So we talk about national division. How do you heal the division? Okay, where are you? How do you heal a division? Two people are arguing with each other. You want to try and work it out. How do you heal it? How do you heal it?
I would personally know that it's very tough to be in a situation that continues to go.
You know what I told you? This one's done it, that one's done it, this one's done it. I said, why are you doing it? If anything, I know what this is. There's one thing that really gets you. When you take all the talking about there's one thing that really sets you off.
You get annoyed when people talk over you when it's your turn to talk. You get annoyed when people talk over you when it's your turn to talk.
I mean, I what do you got to say? Listening. I said, you finished? No, okay, go ahead. You done? You sure? I'm sure. You finished? Right. I listened to you, right? Yeah. Is it now like courtesy? Listen to me. I don't have 8 words out before they say something. This really lights my fire. Be quiet. I cannot make my point. I cannot show you what I'm trying to think if you don't allow me to talk. So if you want to have debate, you want to heal national divisions, let's learn to listen to each other. Let's learn to analyze. Why does the right feel the way they do? What are they afraid of? Why does the left feel the way they do? What are they concerned about? If you sit and listen, even between two people, a husband and a wife, listen to what they're saying. Don't be waiting for them to be quiet so you can say something. Actually listen to what they're saying. And I'll tell you another secret. When I was in college, Selena, you in college? I took a debate quiz. You know what I learned out of the whole thing? To be quiet. You know why? I'm listening to the other person. I'm waiting. If they're going to make a mistake, but if something's going to be wrong, and when they say it, I'm going to drive my tractor trailer right through that hole. Listen to what people are saying. So if we wanted, for example, that we have had almost 1,000 years, the Church of Rome has been separated from the Orthodox Church. If you want to heal that, you learn to listen to each other. You learn to listen to each other. You learn to appreciate what each other is saying. So if we want to heal something, and for example, I don't want to show you, but I have very thin skin, and you see that? Sorry, kind of bullshit I'm making. That came from just bumping into a wall. I have one over here. This one I put a Band-Aid on. This one I didn't put the Band-Aid on. We're going to put the Band-Aid off this one and put it worse. But sometimes we have to have something that just let it stay. What does the Band-Aid do? It brings the skin together, usually there's no hair there, so that it can heal. So if we wanted to heal the division between people, they need to learn to listen to each other. Listen. Gentlemen, how many of you young people, how many men here are single? Put your hand up, please. You would not put your hand up. Put your hand up if you're single. A little higher, please. Okay, hold on. How many of you would like to have a girlfriend? Put your hand up. Let me tell you the secret. You want to know how to get a woman to like you? Learn to listen. Not just keep your mouth shut, actually listen. She's going, yeah, right, you got it. Learn to listen. Because people, when you listen to them, they think you really care. So if we want to heal division, we need to learn to listen. If you have no doubt, and I have no doubt, it was a musical group called No Doubt? Was it? No doubt? Okay. When you align yourself with Christ and the church, you will divide yourself from other people. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. You make a commitment to Christ, to His church, and you will be out of sorts with many people. And people come to me and say, oh, you know, my family, the lady I was here today, her family was Jehovah's Witnesses. She left the Jehovah's Witnesses, she joined the Orthodox Church, her whole family won't talk to her. Whole family won't talk to her. So you need to understand that when you go, there are people on the right who will not talk to people on the left, people on the left will not talk to people on the right. That's one kind of division. But when you align yourself with Christ, okay, I'm coming for you, Jordan. When you align yourself with Christ, who are you no longer aligned with?
No.
That's it. And if you're thinking that, you say, oh, well, I have to give up on that. Dear God, really? Do you realize that every person born is assigned a demon? Whether you like it or not, the demon is there. And that demon does not give up because they say, I want to join the church, I want to take communion. The devil will try harder. Some people will say, gee, I wish I never joined the church. My life is more difficult. Your life was already difficult, you just didn't know it. You didn't know it. Like I told you, you were thirsty, you didn't know that you were thirsty. I'm not talking about physical thirst, I'm talking about spiritual thirst. Finally says in verse 12 of the 8th chapter, then spoke Jesus again unto them, saying, I am the light of the world. He that follows me shall not walk in darkness, but shall have the light of life. Okay. So we have a beautiful life. You have your own law. How long is your life? Do you know what you say to me? Now when you stop, you'll go someplace. Okay? can't really walk in the darkness, okay, because I've got lights on. But if God forbid, a night when we had a hurricane, all the lights were out, I've got to have a candle. Nobody intelligent walks in the darkness. So only Christ can break through the darkness. And where do you think the darkness comes from? Where do you think the darkness comes from? Only Christ can break through this darkness. Where do you think this darkness comes from? The devil only exists in darkness. He cannot exist in light. He cannot. He can only maneuver in the darkness because the darkness is where his lies are not exposed. So for me, I want the truth. I know, we live in different times now. There's your truth, my truth, his truth, their truth. That's ridiculous. There's only one truth. That's the truth. That's the light. That's where I'm going by. It's not, oh, well, he's a priest. That's what you're supposed to do. No. I wasn't always a priest. I went to law school. I became a priest because I wanted to tell people about Jesus Christ in church. That's where the light is. That's where you get your direction from. That's where you move if you're going to move. And if you're not going to move, that's one thing. If you're just going to sit there and do nothing, that's one thing. But if you're going to go forward, and we have to now worry about AI makes things that look like nothing, right? The internet made television. I remember when I was a child, we had television, okay? My mother said, she said that they only could have educational television. It was also entertainment. So they came with PBS. Cindy, can you imagine, can you guess how many PBS programs my mother ever watched? Zero. What I'm getting at is it's going to get worse. I'm not going to lie when I tell you, oh, everything's being hunky-dory. It's going to get worse. We are seeing things in our country today that we would have never dreamed we would see. All right? Crazy. I was at Disney the other day. Yeah, I went to Disney. I took my daughter, my grandmother. The people I saw at Disney it's always amazing to me how people can do what they do. But there's always a light. I told you before I went to visit somebody in a rehabilitation center. As I'm walking down the aisle to get to the room of the lady, somebody yells out, "Brother John! Brother John!" Constantine? Is that you? Oh, Brother John. Some of you may remember Constantine. He's from Haiti. He always wore a white, double-breasted suit. And he lost so much weight, I didn't first recognize him. My point is that when I went to the rehab center, for one person, the Lord had me there for somebody else, so I lost contact. So you don't know that people are hungry, they are thirsty, they want Christ. They didn't know they want Christ, they want a happy life. I want a happy life. I want a happy life. I never believe this ridiculousness that, oh, I know they're blessed by God because they're suffering. I do not understand that a loving God, as he said, God is love. A loving Father, those of you that are parents, you would not enjoy seeing your children suffer. So this idea that somebody's holy, now they may be holy because they're withstanding, they're taking care of their suffering, but that's a mark of holiness. No, that's not true. What's the mark of holiness is the way they may be handling it. But I believe that our Father in heaven wants us to be happy, so much so that he came down to this crummy world, took on humanity, so that we could become God-like. He made us in his image. He wants you to be happy. If you're unhappy, believe me, I tell you this, you are doing it for free. Nobody pays you to be unhappy. You do it for free. For me, I choose that.